Hello viewers, welcome to my channel Connect Civilian. So in this lecture we are going to see how to design the square isolated footing with uniform thickness. Okay, so using this Excel sheet we are going to design the square footing of uniform thickness. So this will be the figure for this. Okay, so this is the plan and this is the square column, and this is the elevation of the footing. So it is square footing of the uniform thickness, so its depth doesn't vary. Okay, so we are going to take the whole depth as same. So this is how your reinforcement should be bent into the footing from the column. Okay, so we have already done the manual calculation for this and uploaded the video. You can go and check. I will put the link in the end of this video. Okay, so here is the initial values you have to provide first for the calculation. So this load will be known by you, which is coming through the column, that is the axial load that is coming from the column, and this is the service load. Okay, and this, if assume this is service load is 700. Okay, so what value we have taken for manual calculation, we are going to take the same value, so it can be verified both the manual design also. So now your service load is 700, so your factor load will be calculated as 1050 kilonewton. So the boxer that is coming in green, you have to change these values only. Okay, your SBC of soil, you have to mention the SBC of your soil, that is the safe bearing capacity of soil. So here I am going to take 120 kilonewton per meter square, and it varies depending on your site condition or type of soil condition. Okay, the column size is 400, 400. So 400 by 400, that is a square column. Unit weight of soil, so what will be the unit weight you have to mention for the soil also. So generally it was taken as 18 kilonewton per meter cube, so I am going to take 18. Depth of the footing we have taken as 1.5 meter. Grade of concrete 20 M25 and grade of steel is Fe415. So this value you have to give yourself for the design consideration, and all these value will be calculated. The self weight of soil is calculated as 27 kN per meter square by the given unit weight of soil and depth of the foundation. Total load including self weight of footing, so this value will be taken for the calculation of its area of footing. Okay, so this will be the 770, that is the load, service load plus the 10% of your service load. Okay, so it is 778 is calculated. Area of footing will be calculated as 6.42 meter square. Now, so if you take the directions, so this will be in y direction and this will be your x direction. Okay, so x will be horizontal and y will be vertical if you see in plan. Okay, so this one is y and this one is x. Okay, don't be confused. So this one is y. Okay, so it is capital B, you can change. Okay, we are going to change here. So here it is capital B and this one is L. Okay, so here it is written for the reference B and L. So this will be the dimension. So it is calculated as 2.53. So the one side of dimension was calculated as 2.53. So other side will be also the same, as we are going to take the square footing size. Okay, so dimension will be taken in square, that is centric footing. So we are going to take the initial size for footing more than we have calculated, so we are going to take as 3 meter by 3 meter. Okay, so now this size will be considered in your design. So this will be your calculated and this will be your taken size. Okay, so take more than your calculated value. Okay, so it is 3 by 3, so its value will be calculated as 9 square meter, which is greater than our calculated area. So here it is okay, here it is showing okay. Okay, So you have to, you have to check this below other it is okay or not in every uh, columns, okay, where it is mentioned. So here it is okay. Now all this value will be calculated here. So net upper pressure will be calculated as 77.7 kilonewton, which is less than your SBC. So that this is also okay, and your gross soil pressure will be calculated. So this gross soil pressure will be calculated after the calculation of your depth of footing. Okay. So if here it is shows you not okay right now, that will be fine. After your depth calculation here, you have to check this cross pressure value, either it is okay or not. If it is not okay, so you have to increase the dimension or depth of your footing. Okay. Now we are going for the bending moment here. So if you see, your UDL will be calculated for both the direction here. So both the value will be same. So either you can go with one also if you want to. Okay. So here I mentioned both the x and y direction. So UDL for x will calculated as 233 kilonewton per meter, and for y also it is calculated 233. So this formula I mentioned, you can calculate by this formula also. Okay. P0 your net upward pressure, P0, B is your the width of the footing, and your column size minus column, so that is 400. Okay. So length of your critical section where your bending moment is maximum, so it is at 1300 mm from the edge surface of the column. Okay. Face, from the face of your column. Now so bending moment will calculate as 197.17, and your ultimate bending moment will be multiplied by 1.5. Okay. So it is 295.75, it is calculated here. So this value will be calculated by itself. Just check it once for once only. Okay, for your knowledge. So here your depth of footing will be calculated. So it will depend on your given FCK and FY. So this value will be calculated here by this formula I mentioned here, and for both the value for both the direction it is calculated 169 mm. Okay, so your effective depth will not be less than this value. So here it is mentioned 169. So you have to calculate for the upper only. So you have to give these values here, overall depth value. Okay, so I am going to assume the overall depth of your footing was 450 mm, cover will be taken as 50 mm, and your bar diameter for both the lower and upper layer was taken as 12 mm. So your dx, the effective depth for lower and upper, will be calculated as 394 and 382. So these both are safe. Here it is mentioned safe. Okay. All you need to do, you have to just check either these boxes are showing you safe or not. Similarly here it is showing you okay or not. Okay. But for gross pressure, I have again told you, you have to go for the depth footing calculation, effective depth. After that you can go with this, either it is okay or not. You can see here either it is okay or not after changing these values. Okay, because it is depend on your total depth that you have taken for the footing also. Okay, so if it not shows you okay, so you have to increase your footing size or increase the depth of your footing. Okay, so now we have taken both. So effective depth will be calculated at 394 and 382. So these are safe. So we are going with total depth of 450 mm, and here you can check. Here also it is showing you okay, as it is less than your SBC. So this will be safe. The depth and the size of footing is safe here also, as per consideration of your depth of the footing. So now we are going for to see the reinforcement calculation. So we have done for both the x and y direction, but you have to go with the maximum. So it will be taken in the y, that is the upper layer of the slab or footing, and here it is also showing you the minimum percentage of steel. So it will be greater than your minimum percentage of steel. If it is less than your minimum percentage, you have to take the minimum percentage. Okay, so here for the upper layer it is maximum. Okay, so you have to just check either these box showing you okay or not. Okay, so your AST will be calculated as 0.193 percentage, so AST required will be 2216.58 and it is greater than your minimum AST, so this here it is okay, the here it passes the minimum criteria. Okay, now we are going for the ST. So we have taken for the for 12 mm dia, we have here considered the dia the bar as 12 mm, so its area will be 113.04 mm square. So number of bar calculator is 20. So you can also choose what number of bar you have to provide. So I am going to take as per the calculated value. So here you have to give the same value, or you can increase the number of bar or decrease the number of bar depending on you also. Okay, so I am going to take the number of bar as 20 mm here, and its area will be calculated as 2261. So this will also show you okay, as it is more than your required value, that is 2216. Okay, now we have to also see the spacing. Okay, so for center spacing is calculated for these values as 152 and the clear spacing is calculated as 140 mm, and for FE415 still the spacing should be less than 180. Here it is mentioned. So what still you are going to take, so this value will be automatically changed by itself. I will show you here. For now it is showing you 180, but if you change the steel to 500, okay, I will show you. Here it is changes to 150. So for 500 your spacing will be less than or equal to 150. If it is more than this, so it will not pass. Okay, so for the increase or decrease of your spacing, you can also increase the bar. That's why I have given you to change as per your requirement, or you can change the dia of the bar. Okay, now we are going for 415 only. So spacing will come as 140 mm, so it is less than 180, so it will show you okay. All you need to do, you have to go and check all these columns either it is showing you okay or not. Okay, so now we have provided area will be 2260 and we have provided 12 mm of 20 mm bar. Okay, so for y we have to take, that's why I mentioned in another box here, and for x you can also check. For maximum still that it is calculated for the upper portion, that's why I have already done separately here, and you can also check the x for x also for the first layer. Okay, if you want, but for if you going with the y direction only, so that will be okay, you can provide the first and second layer with these bars only. Okay, now here it is pass, it is okay. So we are going for the check for one mesh here also. All you need to do, you have to change your tau c dash value from table 19 of IS456. Okay, okay, this table. So you have to check this values. Okay, as per the code. So if you see here, your ultimate shear force will be calculated as 321.3, and so nominal shear will be calculated as 0.280, and your percentage still will be 0.197. So for 0.197, sorry, as per the code, so 0.197 will lie between 0.15 and 0.25, and for M25 grade its value will lie between these 0.29 and 0.36. So you can do the interpolation. Okay, for the exact value, and that value you have to mention here. So I have already mentioned these boxes for the interpolation. All you need to do, you have to provide these. So I have already done here. So 0.15, our value percentage is 0.197 here. Okay, so now you have to 0.97 is taken as 0.2 also. Okay, if you are going with the point, see here I have mentioned 0.197, but I am going with the only 0.2 value after point, so it is showing you 0.20, so that will same, and you have to provide the upper percentage, lower percentage of that from that table 19, and the upper and lower value for M25 grade, and it is calculated your value as 0.323, that will be same. Okay, so this value is calculated as 0.323, so you can insert this in this table for the interpolation easily, so you can get the value. Okay, So that value you have to put here 0.323. okay, so I'm going with only 0.2 value, so that will also be okay. Either you can go with 3 value also, that was not a problem. So our design share strength, so in this table only you have to change this value from table 19. okay, now the design share strength is 0.323, which is safe. Here it is showing you safe, that will be okay because its value is greater than your nominal share strength, that is 0.280, that's why. And here it is also shows you the your effective depth, that is calculated based on your shear force. So its value is 332, that is also safe. Our effective depth that we have considered is 382. okay, which is more than this, so it is also showing you safe. okay, now we are going for check for two-way. So here you don't have to change any values, and you have to see either this value is safe or not. okay, so this is the calculation for your periphery. So these values calculated by itself, all the values shear force is calculated here. Your tau will be calculated based on this formula, BO upon 4 PD, that is the length of your all the sides of perimeter, sides of the square column, that is the perimeter, and into effective depth. And your tau c is calculated as based on this formula, Ks into tau c, and your Ks is 0.5 upon beta c. okay, so it is calculated based on the formula and calculation, so you don't have to change any value here. All you need to do, you have to just check either it is safe or not. okay, now if it is not safe, so you have to again increase your effective depth or the depth of the footing. okay, so your, and here it is check for transfer of load at base, so it was given on page number 65 IS code 456. You can go and check there. So this is not compulsory, but if you are going with all the checks, you can follow these checks also. okay, so there were two methods for this, so I already mentioned in my manual calculation design, so how it is done. So here just you have to see either it is showing you safe or not. okay, so AT value calculated by both the two methods, you can manually check there, and here you have to only see either it is both the value of safe or not. It was showing you that your load will be transferred to the base without reinforcement, that is possible or not. okay, so this was check was not that necessary, but you have to go with all the checks, so I mentioned these also. okay, so your permissible stress that is calculated will be 22.5. So and your actual bearing stress is 6.87, that is calculated after the providing all these area and the effective depth. okay, so it is much less than your permissible bearing stress, so here it is also safe, and depending on the effective depth also it is also safe. So we have done with the both the values, that the total area of your footing and size, and plus your effective depth of the footing and size. okay, so we have done both for both the check for the transfer of load, and both are passing, so that will be also okay. And here the maximum value for square is taken as 2, so if it is value square is greater than 2, so it will come as 2 only. okay, if it is less than 2, so that value will be changes. okay, but it is greater, so its value will come as 2 only, taken maximum as 2 only, so I mentioned here also. okay, so here your actual bearing stress is calculated as 6.7, which is much lesser than 22.5, that will be safe. Similarly for your effective depth, through your effective depth calculation of transfer of load, it is 6.53, which is still much lower than your calculated permissible bearing stress, so that will also be safe. So here it is completed, and you can also check for your development, and that what still is coming from the column also you can here, and just put the value for the bar that is coming from the column. okay, assume that you are taking 20 mm of bar, so and depending on your fy, what is fy of steel is taken for the column also, you have to mention that fy. okay, here 3.87 into fy of your column steel, so generally it is taken same as the column of footing, so I am not going to change. I am directly taking that value. Okay, and your design bond discharge is calculated depending on your grade of your concrete. Okay, and this will be taken as per your deform bar condition. So for HYD it is taken as 1.6. So you can change if you are going with the mild also. Okay, so LD is calculated for this is 806. So minimum you have to provide the development land up to 806, and your available length there to for the LD will be 1109, and that is sufficient. Okay, so here it is completed. Okay, so that will be also okay here. So now it is your design is completed, and here after all the checks and the calculation, and here if you checked every value will be safe and okay. So this in this you have to see only that it is safe or okay or not, and here these steel bar that is provided you have to give for both the first and the second layer of 12 mm dia bar at 152 mm of center to center spacing. So this 152 center to center, and for clear spacing you have to go with 140. Okay, so this dia bar you have to provide in both the layers. Okay, for the footing. So here this is the section. So total depth is 450, your effective depth is 382, and your dia bar will be laid like first layer and second layer. Okay, and this is the figure for your one-way check dimension, and this is the figure for your two-way check dimension. And it is advised to use the lapping of the bar like this. Okay, don't continue the same bar up to the here to the development line. You have to do the lap here first. Okay, so this will be your safer condition to design your building for footing. Okay, and you are going, if you are going with more than 3 floor of building, so you have to take this for the proper transfer of load to the footing, as it was not advisable to or uh, good way to change the steel again and again in the footing. So, and it was not it was a difficult task for the to change or to repair the footing also as per site. So you have to go with this for to reduce your cracks in the column. Okay, so please follow this method for the lapping. Okay, so here it is done. So if you like this video, please subscribe to my channel. So I will provide the link of this Excel sheet in the description. You can also go and download. Thank you.